Hello, good afternoon. I am just putting out my tweet about this, and let's check out other stocks as well. We're going to look at Apple, BABA, we're going to look at gold, we're going to check out, let's see some other ones from today. Curiosity, we're going to look at NEO, we're going to look at Mara, and more. All right, let me pull up the live stream on the other computer. Remember, today I do have to run at the picture is really funny for the live stream cover. Oh, thanks. Oh, you know what, Asif, I have not done anything different. Maybe it's just the light on the camera that looks different, but my hair is the same. But the haircut looks pretty good, right? I did that myself in quarantine. So thank you guys for joining me. Let me just check really quickly. Hold on. Just sending somebody else a message as well. All right. So let's pull up the charts and let's see what's happening. I hope you guys were protected. I did talk about this. Hey, MTETs, Happy New Year. Did talk about this, right? Oh yeah, I forgot I changed the screen. There we go. So I talked about this on Thursday, right? Here's our daily chart over here. I said, hey guys, I might be a little early, but I am buying protection because it feels like the market is a little top heavy. And sure enough, super bearish engulfing day right here. And looking at it, are we going to continue down, or is this going to be a bear trap day today to suck new shorts in? Where we end up closing for today will be huge. So, I just made that really big and I can't see it. All right, sorry, I've switched up how I do my live stream. All right, so I have my 45-minute chart over here. Right, and this is my bear and bull hat, 368.55. I do have really far out puts on the SPY for the end of the month. I did mention I bought some SPXS. Also, you guys know that I have been trading some gold in the form of USAS as well. I mentioned this yesterday, and up above that 330 level right here. Could pull back still to 322. However, we might see that this gold trade just sort of rips higher. I was totally off. I will say it on Tesla. Amazing for those that traded it, that swung it to the upside. I'm still waiting for a bit of a pullback and we'll be watching for that, still in part of my position. All right, so let's talk about the SPY. 2 seconds right here. Let me go over here and let me mute the other rooms. Here we go. I think Paul's about to start talking. All right, there we go. So right now we came back to a level from December 11th and we happen to bounce from there. Also S3, let's turn off the pivots and camarillas. Those are some little tricks that I use in trading. And let's turn on the H Omen, right? This is the Hindenburg Omen. This was set up as a technical analysis tool for trading. What is it selling us now? Come on, show it to me. Usually it will calculate what's going on and if there was signs that we are going into a correction with the Hindenburg Omen. But I did mention that we do have this big block of buying or selling that we really need to pay attention to. And right now we're testing the bottom bounds of it, right? If we end up closing below it, I did take a little bit of profit on my shorts, seeing that the bounce has happened. Potentially, we could see this pull back a little bit further down to 354. Maybe it's going to come to this trend line and then shoot up to the upside. We might see that we have a 10% correction off of the top up here, 375. So take off 37, roughly 340. Hey, that wouldn't be so bad. Maybe we're going to come down to 347. Hit this anchored VWAP price right here as well. So if you guys don't know already, check out the anchor VWAP on TradingView right here, which is pretty awesome. You know what? I just realized I have the live streaming. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you know what? I had the live chat moving, so I'm just now seeing your chat. So hello, Dea. Hello, Asif. Hello, MTEPS. Hello, Arky. OMG, Salve, and Kyle. Yeah, well, look at that, Kyle. Nice job on your Neo, Kyle. I don't know if you protected any of that, but nice job on that. And let's look at the Qs, right? Because the Qs were looking fairly strong. Well, not so strong today. Look, they took out how many trading days? This is December 17th, the past 2 weeks. Oh, but look, do you guys see how cool is that? This is why you guys need to try TradingView. You also need to test out the anchored VWAP. I'm going to give you the link for TradingView. I absolutely love them. The reason why I love them is because it's so accessible at my fingertips, able to use it anywhere. When I am at the grocery store, when I'm picking up my girls, anything like that, I use it right there. So anchored VWAP, had it all the way back here to November 23rd. Look at where we bounced today. Anchored VWAP. Someone keeps saying yes, yes, yes. Oh, do we have somebody in the background? Hold on. Let's see if this is off. This should be off. Do you still hear any noise? I don't have anybody saying yes, yes, yes. In fact, my ringtone is my girls that laugh. So, are you sure it's from me, Asif? Anybody else hear it? Okay, cool. Did you guys all hear it before? Or was it just Asif? That's okay, right? Positivity. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, cool. Asif, I think it might have been on your end. All right. So we also have the Russell. So all of these, we saw the Russell that was weaker last week on the 29th that ended up curling down. So seeing that as well, hey, that might have been a signal that we were going to correct a little bit. Again, if this comes off 10% off the top, we go down, hey, look, here's a trend line right here, 180. Would not be abnormal. The market naturally has many corrections, naturally has this happen in the beginning of the year as well. So do not necessarily fear it. We had the VIX running up above 18. Hey, look, we're testing the Dow Jones trend line right here. Will this bounce off of the Dow Jones trend line? How come this is not showing up? That's what I want to know. Settings, visual, style, shapes. All right. So I don't know. I've got to check on that. I'll check on whoever wrote it and check it out. But Dow Jones, we're testing the bottom of that box as well. So this could be interesting. If we go back above 304 for the Dow Jones and we go back above right here, 372.50 for the SPY, maybe those, I know somebody out there that's a follower had 385 calls. Hopefully they potentially took profit this morning on this run up that we had it open. Hello, IQ Micro. Yeah, we'll look at bingo as well. So let me add those to the list, right? You guys want me to add ETHE? Yeah, we'll add ETHE. We'll look at that. Ethereum Trust. We'll also look at Maxar. We'll look at CELH. We will look at bingo. All right. So on my list today, I had Curiosity, lower float as a potential runner. Well, ended up dropping and gapping down. They are a documentary company, live streaming documentary. And in fact, I listen to, yeah, we'll add AAL, Mark, no problem. And Mark, is everything working on your end on the website? I know that I've been working on that, and hopefully it is all working. Also, if you go to, I believe it's Curiosity, if you guys like live streams of documentaries, it's curiositystream.com/Reuters, and it's $12 for the year to, if I spelled that right, $12 for the year for Curiosity Stream for documentaries. So with the kids home, I'm going to use this for the kiddos. When you add on Reuters at the end, that is from Amazon. Thank you, Amazon. When I listen to my Amazon flash briefing every morning, the first ad, so likely the sales are going up, and it is lower float, big gap up, likely will fill the gap to 15 and then potentially bounce. Futu as well is on the potential long list. Had a nice move up above 49. Let's put this on our 15-minute chart over here. Had a nice move up to 50.75 and now coming back down. Not a surprise, the whole market is as well. We had NEO. I know that Kyle was in on NEO over here, 51.50, all the way up to 54.50 almost. And now this looks a little parabolic. Sellers are taking over right here. If we do not close above 51.50, this might be a shoulder, right? Shoulder, head, and shoulder. We might see this drop down, back down to the wayside. Let's flip this around right here. Let's flip this right here and right here. All right, there's that parabolic move to the upside. Will this hold this trend line, or is this going to break down, come back down to 46.50 and then end up dropping below that? I'm a little bit washed out, huh, on the camera. There, that's better. All right, Mara as well. Bitcoin rocked, gapping down. Likely Bitcoin is as well. Hey, we have a little bit of a reversal candlestick here. If we break out above 1120, likely this will reverse here higher than volume, normal volume. Kyle, you know what? You know my thoughts on that already. So looking at this might reverse right here. Let's look at Bitcoin as well to see what's happening with Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin also reversing at the moment? Let's look at Bitcoin on Coinbase. Now it wants to work. It doesn't want to work on the SPY, but it wants to work here. Okay, on just one. Okay, one indication here. All right. Oh, maybe I just had, hold on. I'm going to go back to the SPY and see if that pops up on the SPY now. No, it doesn't want to work on the SPY. Very interesting. Okay, I'm going to turn it off and we'll go back to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin and Coinbase, as I mentioned yesterday, yeah, I heard that they were going to potentially have that third lockdown in England. Yeah, Salve, it's the Anchored View app right here. You can set up, yeah, I will look at GBTC, Nadia and Keith as well. So right here, Anchored View app, that is the one that I use. Now, Bitcoin does look like it bounced on the 24-hour candlestick over here. On the 15-minute chart, looks as if it has hit a lower high and starting to curl back down to the wayside here. You know what? I've never tried it on Bitcoin, so let's try it down here. Let's see if we add this to right here. Oh my goodness. Do you guys see that? Look at where Bitcoin stopped on the one-day chart. What was the low? 276.78, 278.12. So it went just below. It's pretty cool, right? I'll just leave that there. And maybe we'll just throw one right here for if it were to break above. Hey, that's going to be our buy. And right here, this is our hey. Or the other way around. We'll make this one green, buy on this one, and sell if it breaks below right there. Simple, right? You love Ethereum. It hit over 1,000, still moving. Yep. All right, so let's look at ETHE for Ethereum. BTBT is a crypto sympathy. Yeah, BTBT, and also I think it's BitW, right? So Ethereum might be rocking, but the trust is dropping. People are like, well, how can this happen? This is tied to the price of Ethereum. However, if the volume does other things, like all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of people selling, it could drop, right? GBTC as well is moving to the upside, had a nice spike up here. Well, hey, technicals, this can trade at a premium or at a discount. Same thing with Ethereum. It could trade it as premium or as a discount because they hold coins in the trust, and it's kind of like an option. An option can be undervalued or overvalued depending on how people trade it. If there's a large demand, usually that price goes up. If there's not a large demand, all of a sudden people start selling, it could very well drop in value. So keeping all of that in mind, you can use these to trade sympathetically to Bitcoin and Ethereum. However, they're not always going to trade exactly like that cryptocurrency. All right, so you have to remember that. And we'll look at BTBT because everyone's talking about these. So BTBT, you can see same scenario. This looks similar to Bitcoin, right? And that price action, this might come all the way back down to 1967. That would be my, hey, I'm going to get in on this potentially. Down here, lower risk. It's not parabolic. Bitcoin likely could have a correction to it as well. We've also seen that gold and silver. I did mention USAS, but let's go through the list over here a little bit more. All right, so we have Tesla. Congrats to those that held Tesla. I got out again over here a little early. Not really upset. I'm actually kind of happy that I took my profits, still in some of my profits, and it topped out at $74.49, just shy of that $745 mark. And this is coming back down to the downside. Here's the anchored VWAP here. Let's move this up one day. Let's see if it will let me move it to this day. There we go. All right, so it came almost back down to the anchored VWAP from yesterday and had a little bit of a bounce. If it starts to drop, that means the volume from today and the average volume from yesterday's trading day, which was Thursday, is now all above us. So potentially this could come back down to the next one down, 706, and you could keep adding them on to see, all right, where will it stop? Maybe it's going to stop at 698 right there. Okay, my bear bull is at 680. I would love to get back in down here, roughly 655. That would be amazing to me. So being patient on it and looking for that opportunity to enter. Don't necessarily want to pay it at a premium when it's super extended. It did break out from the trading wedge. Last time we had that happen, we had 2 downward days. Hey, we could have 2 downward days. Maybe I'll get in 2 days from now. All of that, keeping that in mind. Apple as well. Apple dropped down, filled the gap. We have a trend line. We have, hey, look, here's an upward wedge for Apple. Here's a big buying consolidation. We have this consolidation support area over here. Will this close above 128.17? That would be my potential trend change as well. We are below the 425 on the 15-minute. How about on the... Yeah, we're just below over here as well. Now remember, Apple can somewhat run the show for the SPY and the Qs as well. If we see a large volume coming into Apple and it bounces, likely that could happen on the indexes as well. So let's look at Riot. Riot pulling to the downside. I got a notification it dropped below 16.62. Pulling back. Might see this come back down to $15. Also, BABA. I did enter BABA today. Oh, thanks, Asif. Yeah, guys, if you all are liking the live stream, you like what I do, please hit the like button and subscribe and turn on those notifications. A little something, but it helps YouTube share the videos more so that I can help more people. So you know I like my 425 EMA. It's right here, right? On the 45-minute chart, this is at 225.71. I got in at 226.43 today. Had the opportunity to take some profits, was busy working on the website, and I'm going to check and see where this is, because right now The risk to me is very little. If I start to see that there's big dark pool prints, if I start to see that this continues to drop, feels as if the market wants to bounce a little bit to me right now here. Apple looks to be rebounding just a little bit. We are in the middle of the day. The end of the day will really signify to me if I get out or not right here. If it pulls back, I'm willing to let it go down to 222 as my risk management. For this to potentially come all the way up here to 269, for sure. I'm willing to let it pull $4 against me to make $40. Really? That's pretty good risk management, 1 to 10, right? So that's what I'm looking at. Baba, yes, Jack Ma is missing at the moment. Does that mean that the company is going to run into the ground? This company has been making lots of money. There's lots of selling revenue, much like eBay, that happens with it. So looking at it in that respect, if we can stay above 225.71, I will likely swing this to the long side overnight. Give it one night. If it goes against me, getting right out. All right, CCL. Right here, starting to set lower highs. We did break this trend, so I'm getting rid of that for now. Hey, we were not able to break up above. In fact, pre-market came down. Watching to see, we have a bit of a descending triangle here, $20. If it breaks $20, had earnings today, 2 cents. All right, interesting. So keeping that in mind, they were positive. However, they were also not having that many people on their cruise ships. I don't know about you, but I'm not really going on a cruise ship anytime soon. In fact, they just offered up, what about IPOC? Sanjeev, we will check it out. Oh, I've got to run through everything really quickly, guys, because in 2 minutes, I got to jump over for Ticker Talker. So Boeing today had this on my short list. Ooh, I inverted the colors, but nice short. We've been watching this, right, for a while now since it was up here. 200, that would be, hey, potential, in my opinion, to get back in if it can hold that round number at 200. If that breaks down further, maybe we'll be heading here to 190, 180, and if that happens, all the way back down to 157. Remember, we do have corrections that happen in January in general. We are starting to see higher volume today. If we see higher volume with a buying wick at the end of the day, maybe that was all buying today. Intel had this on my list. Was this going to break out today? Had a nice run to the upside. Been breaking out of this wedge. Nice run up to 51.20. Volume is constantly nice, Sanjeev. All right, so GT as well. This was the final one on my list today for potential short, and nice 50-cent short off of that. All right, went over Ethereum, Maxer. I'm going to run through this really quickly, guys, because I do need to pop on over. Okay, so Maxer is coming back to a support level, roughly 36. It's holding that 36 level. Next resistance to watch would be probably 37, in my opinion. And then up above here, if it could break 38.50. CELH, all right, CELH, we have an indecision doji day, incredible high volume, opened up. If this closes below or goes below here at a low of 48.30, this could potentially close the gap back down to 45.20. Bingo had crazy moves on Friday. You know what? I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name, but I've been doing this and studying the charts constantly for 5 years now. So it's a lot of studying and being passionate about it. So bingo, 650, and risk management and mathematics, taking emotions out of it. 650 and 550 here for bingo. I would be watching those levels personally on bingo on the 45-minute chart here. If I was long this, I would look for a breakout above 650. If it comes down and it does not hold support level at 550, I would personally get out. Okay, American Airlines. American Airlines, respecting that downward trend, took out the support level right here at 1550, coming to a support level over here at 1512. If 1510 does hold, potential retracement move back up to 1560. IPOC. I feel like this is like speed analysis. So IPOC had buying that came in today down here. Crazy volume right there. No idea about the float. This does look a bit like low float. this has a big area of potential disbursement up here. If it closes below, you can see that some selling power came in right here when 1580 broke. If it closes at below 1580, which is now acting as resistance, would watch this as a secondary short if it does reject this 80 level. All right, Johnson & Johnson, and then I have to run. Johnson & Johnson received approval, I believe, just last week for the vaccine. Every time we have an approval for vaccine, Johnson & Johnson, Myrna, Pfizer, what happens to the stock? They drop down. They drop down to a lower price level and then potential bounce there. So if we look at this, maybe this will come all the way back down to roughly over here, 151, before we see that it has a bounce on it. So not that bad, $3 or 2% to the downside. All right, guys, thanks for the speed watching. Kevin, let me know if you have an issue in getting into your watch list. All right, guys, have an amazing day. Carpe Profit sees those profits one trade at a time. If you'd like to jump over and see me on Ticker Talker, just head over to the Ticker Talker channel. I will be there. I will be happy to answer your questions there. Okay, have a great one. See you tomorrow, 7:40-ish for yoga if you guys want to join me.